How to find balance? Create it. You know, I used to think that balance meant being stationary, that it meant being still or unflinching. It only came to my attention later on that balance is an art of which I'm still figuring out. But in my opinion, it's more like walking on a tightrope with a long stick in your hand. That being said, balance is something that should always be actively worked on to achieve. And sometimes through the circumstances of life, we are called to shift from our balance into extremes. For instance, if you're at work and you get a project and it has to be done at a certain time, you have to push yourself out of your balance into an extreme to get the project done. You have to sleep less, eat less, spend less time with friends or family, and just focus solely on that project. Or on the other side of the coin, you get sick, or life hands you some sort of situation wherein which you have to take rest in order to allow yourself to get better. What's important here is to remember that balance is something that needs to be actively worked on to regain. For instance, if you're working and say you get that project and you're not used to working in an extreme like that, then you have to actively work to bring yourself back into a state of balance so that you don't overexert yourself and burn yourself out. Then with time and a gradual process, your limits can expand and your balance, your sense of balance can change so that you can do more without negatively affecting your own well-being. What's interesting to me is that we all have a unique sense of what balance is because we are all individuals. And it's up to us to actively find what works for us and what doesn't. And I can tell you this, balance will remain an elusive concept if you don't actively try to create it or bring it into your life. It's most certainly not going to just fall out the sky and onto your lap. You have to test your limits and your boundaries responsibly. And soon you will develop a well-defined image of what balance is for you. But again, remember, balance is always changing as we grow. So that's why I said it's something that needs to be actively worked on. And through actively working on it, we'll be discovering new ideas of what balance can mean to us. And we will be redefining this idea of balance to ourselves. So again, if you want to find balance, create it.